How sweet it is to be loved by you nerds. What is up? It's me, your buddy pal, HeyArcher. Welcome back to HeyArcher Live, episode 89, the first episode of 2022. Thank you all for being here. I forgot what buttons are what sound effects on my soundboard, but it's okay. We'll make it through. There we go. That was a cheering sound. So happy to have all of you here. Welcome to the new studio that is being revised and changed and all that stuff. In the meantime, while we get all warmed up, hopefully, just hopefully, you poured yourself just a little bit of Oh yeah, all right. So, if it's your first time here at HeyArcher Live, this is the weekly show here at Nerd Affiliated where we nerd out. We just hang out, talk nerd shop, have a good time. Hopefully my internet holds up, new Wi-Fi setup, everything's new. But what you want to do, head into the chat. If you got a YouTube channel, you got a podcast, you got a website, you got a book, you got a vlog, whatever it may be, put it in the chat, plug your shit, support one another in this nerd affiliated fam. Anthony in the house. Lights. Oh, sorry. The lighting's on point, sir. Thank you very much. Big improvement since last time. So happy to have all of you here. I see Sal's in the house too. Aaron Waller in the house. Oh wait, Aaron, did you do your live show already? Did I miss that? You're doing Peacemaker. Lot of viewings for you going on today. But before we get into all that fun stuff, of course, I have to bring in our very, very special guest. He's been waiting quietly in the chat, just waiting for his time to shine as I put up all the different icon things. But for the first time here on HeyArcher Live, we have the one, the only, the legendary Patrick of Know Your Craft, sir. What? I said,
what's
sir.
Going on?
How you doing
what's going
today?
On? Appreciate it. Thank you again for having me here. Much appreciated, man.
Oh yeah, longtime viewer in the chat. You're always in there. You're participating. You're talking. You're nerding out with us. So happy to finally meet you virtually and talk without words.
Oh man, how's everything though?
Good. Just as Aaron Waller says here, the setup is dope. Thank you very much. It's a work in progress. I'm still trying to put the whole thing together, but
no, it looks dope. It looks really nice.
I mean, you're a creator as well, so you're always moving. You're always putting stuff in play. But for everybody,
this is like a separate room, right?
Yeah. This is the second bedroom, the office.
Oh, nice.
It's a shared space. But
looks nice.
So just so everybody knows, I became a fan of yours through YouTube. You know, I did a little search, and it's funny. I've been terrible. I've been failing to wear my own merch on my own shows. But I mean, come on, the WrestleMania shirt. I mean, it's hard to go.
You gotta stick.
But I was many moons ago, or 2 years ago, probably. I was saying to myself, I should make some merch for this channel, for my show.
Oh.
And I went on YouTube and I typed in, how do I make a t-shirt? And this video came up from a guy who was straight to the point, gave you all the instructions, had a website you could reference, had shirts you could reference. And there was Know Your Craft, who I found.
Appreciate it. Now that video probably was the one that like assisted me first, one, understanding how to do it more, and then like I guess an influx of people coming in asking me questions, and I'm learning as I'm asking questions. So it was good. I remember that you gave me like, I think you came in, you watched the video, and then you commented that was like my 300th subscriber, and I was like,
Oh, wow.
oh, this is it. I'm about to get monetized.
Yeah.
After this is over.
Yeah, it was. And everybody, if you get a chance, head over Know Your Craft on YouTube, drop a subscribe, hit that bell to get notified. Doing lots of dope stuff. Like myself, I think we're like kindred spirits in a way, because we kind of jump around. We do tutorials.
Yeah.
We want to like do reviews, like tech reviews. Like you reviewed, my favorite headphones here, the Sony ones. I used to work at Best Buy, and that's why they became my favorite ones. And now you're jumping into the nerdy world of things.
Inspired by you. That's like I said, it was literally your inspiration. So you switched over. You had first some of that nerd affiliated content on this on the HeyArcher channel.
Yeah.
And then when you started showing like the figures that were, I was like, oh man, that's dope. I didn't know they had those out, and it's at Walmart, just chilling like in the regular collector. I'm walking past it all the time.
Yeah.
So then when I realized, I guess the variety that they had out there and how close to my childhood stuff they were, I was like, oh, I should get one. That did not work out. That didn't work out. Yeah, you've seen the video.
Oh yeah, yeah. Actually, I'm gonna pull it up real quick just so everybody can get a view here. Let me move my chat out of the way so I can actually see what I'm doing for once here. So, Know Your Craft created a video the other day that I absolutely loved. And he's showing off his essentially my version of Transformers, which I believe we talked about in your chat.
Yeah.
Beast Wars.
Yeah.
And you have a mix of other ones too.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
No, I was just like, I remember, my dad knew Transformers, so I was like, okay, cool. I understand the Transformers mythos, but it was just like the movie. I didn't know there was like a whole entire TV show. And then when Beast Wars came out, they came, had Beast Wars and it said Transformers right at the bottom. I was like, oh, there's a whole thing behind this. But I was also like 6 years old, so it's not like I'm gonna understand like lineage to real Transformers stuff. And then I just got sucked in because it was like the second 3D TV show that we had as a kid.
Yes.
So animation got me.
Yeah. And something I want to highlight here is I'm going to be coming back to your video. First of all, everybody go check out this video of him just building a diorama to go like on his display case. I am about to enter that world. I've been watching videos. My girlfriend's probably tired of seeing these videos, and I'm going to be watching yours for sure. Because what I like too is that you, when you're making your content, is you even say like things that you did wrong or you wish you would have changed. Or everybody else, I feel like they edit so much where it's just like perfect from start to finish. And you're like, oh, tried this, didn't work as well, doing it this way now. Like, I like that.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
So the question that everybody gets asked when they're first on the show is, and maybe that was your answer, but what was your first intro into the nerd world? Like, what hooked you where you're like, oh, I'm all in here?
All right. So I could say, of course, you're a child, so you enjoy anything colorful.
Right.
And that's just your stuff that you watch when you're a kid. Years passed later, and I want to say it was probably like 8th grade. 8th grade, I moved to a new middle school, so that's like the worst time to do it. So you're trying to make new friends with people. Yeah. And I'm in the art class, and the person who I guess I sat with was like, oh, you know what? Have you ever heard of anime? Never heard of it in my life. First time. Introduced it to me, I was hooked. That was it. So I was watching it. Actually, and that transitions into it. Michael Hessler, shout out to you. What's going on? His brother used to go to a school in the area, and he would ride a bus and he would watch anime every morning. So I'm sitting like in the seat behind him, looking over, watching whatever he was watching,
Yeah.
and then it just started happening. So he was watching like Evangelion and Escaflowne, all these other TV shows. Of course,
Ooh, I
you already
forgot
know about
about
like
that.
Dragon Ball Z. Yes, I'm like old classics. I can call them classics now, but at the
Yeah.
time it was like brand new. It was like so cutting edge.
Yeah.
And then it was pretty much all that. But then like I suppressed it a little bit because of course going to high school, you don't talk
Right.
about it too much. You ain't got too
Right.
much people to talk about it with.
Right.
And then years later, all this nostalgia stuff starts coming out. Of course, I spoke about it in that last video, but all the nostalgia stuff starts coming out, and you're just like, man, I remember that stuff and like where I
Mm-hmm.
was when
Mm-hmm.
I was watching it and the feelings it invoked. So
Mm-hmm.
now I'm in debt trying to buy all these figures, just rigging them in. I wish I could show you, but it's embarrassing.
It's no,
The stuff I got.
dude. I relate more than you know. I mean, right now, the lady and I have a storage unit, and part of
Mhm.
that storage unit is figures. So trust me, I get it. I get it. And a funny thing when you were saying that about like riding the school bus, and seeing somebody else like kind of intro you to
Mhm.
this. I don't remember what episode I was talking to somebody about it with, but I was saying how nowadays it's so easy to find content. Like, let's say you are that kid now.
Mhm.
You lean over, kid's watching it on his phone, and you're like, "Oh, that's cool. What is that? Evangelion. Cool." You probably just sit down, pull it up on your phone, watch whatever it is, and go episode by episode.
Yeah.
Whereas thinking back to what Anthony was even just saying here, like Beast Wars was a show he watched before school in the morning. Like back when we were younger, you had one shot. Like it
Yeah.
was on maybe that rerun, or Sci-Fi Channel did their short anime thing, or you got like the VHS.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
but you
Spike
had to like,
TV.
yeah, and you had to really try. That was the thing. You have to like really try to find that content.
Yeah, for real. Okay, so it's been 10 years, so it's got to be okay now. But he had the bootleg CDs. So
Yeah,
them bootleg CDs, he was like, "All right, here you go. You can take this." So I'd take it and I'd watch. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this is so amazing! I've never seen this before." And then I just put it back in his collection. Now
I
you
did.
can literally just send a link to somebody and watch it on pirate site.
And you know what's wild? I didn't. I don't think I saw a legal version of a movie like in physical form until like, what was that store? It was called Coconuts, and it ended up being bought by FYE, so it just turned
Oh, okay.
into an FYE. And I remember buying Battle of the Planets on VHS, and which was Gotcha, not Gotcha Man. Oh yeah, was it Gotcha Man? G-Force. Like it had many names.
Hmm.
And I was like, oh, like this is like an official thing. Like I'm not
It's like
buying,
labels.
yeah, I'm not buying like a copy of a copy of a copy for like $30
Yeah,
that
for real.
they forgot to even put the subtitles in. Like it was weird. It was such a weird concept to me. Um,
Yeah, that was a classic time, and I think I even can find some of that stuff,
mhm,
and then just play it now and be like, man, I can really rewatch like and remember the times when I was watching them,
yeah.
just to evoke, like I said, those feelings again.
Oh yeah. Before we even dive into Beast Wars and everything else that's happening in the world,
Ooh, don't get me started.
um,
Oh man.
it being the first episode of 2022, I figure we should start off with a somewhat classic game of either, with
I,
a very divisive question. This one may be
let me see.
tough, but of course, if anybody's new in the chat, in the game of either, we have blue, we have red. Choose which one best suits you. And in the very first round, sorry guys, I'm like getting used to like I gotta like lean over for my stream deck here. It's not like
Muscle
right.
memory.
It's not right in front of me at the. Yeah, exactly. I gotta get used to it again. In the first round of either, we have: are you team 360 or are you team PS3?
I
Mm.
I already know where this is going.
Okay.
I already know where this is going, but because of and I've spoken about this as a guest in the chat.
Yeah.
Gears of War
Mm.
had me hooked. Whole series from 3 to Judgment.
Yeah.
So I had to go with blue. just for the simple fact that Gears of War was on there. So I'm gonna go blue, even though I knew that the PlayStation had the lit exclusives.
Yeah.
So I'll go blue because of that's where I was at, but I know red's gonna win. I can see it. Yeah, I can see it in the chat. I already know. I know red's gonna win.
You know what's hilarious too is like you just made that comment, right? I'm pretty sure that GTA Vice City, not Vice City, GTA 4 was that PS3, and that's like lasted like 2 different consoles already.
I think so. I feel like it has. It's been like 8 years. Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
Or was it the beginning of PS4?
Old as hell. GTA 4. Let's see.
It might have been a big. Oh no, 4 was PS. No, yeah, 4 was there. 5 was the new one, I guess. So yeah, so 4 was on Xbox 360. I had.
Oh no, it was on PS3.
Yeah.
That's wild.
5 is making the transition into a generational game.
Oh, am I? Oh, I'm thinking of 5. 5 was PS3 too.
Yeah, 4
Holy
is Nico
shit.
Bellic. It's stretching. They know how to milk some content.
God.
They know how to milk some content.
That's wild. That's absolutely wild. So I want to be with you on blue because I was hardcore Xbox. I was like, I feel like Xbox versus PlayStation was the original like Apple, like iPhone versus Android. Like that was the first thing. Like
war.
Yeah, the first might be, I guess, Star Wars and Star Trek for like our parents, but for our generation, I think you were, Xbox, PlayStation. That Red Ring, man, Red Ring of Death. Oof, I got it twice.
I was never. You got it twice. Oh no. I was never an actual. I got the disc tray issue where like it would just stop reading it.
Yeah.
It just so that one was worse. I actually had it just in time to send to Microsoft to get fixed. Yeah, so they fixed it one time.
Yeah.
But outside it, I got the red. I think like you had 4 rings and it was something to do with like the power, but never got the 3 rings.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, so the 4 would be like there was some sort of overheating or error or whatever.
Yeah.
But the Red Ring of Death was 3. It was just 3 red rings, and that's when
they even made. Didn't they make like some kind of merch or something off of that? Like
I think they did.
Like, I think they did. Celebrate this horrible thing we did.
Oh man. And I remember there was like a hack. It was like you have to wrap it in towels so it overheats and then it like resets somehow. But you had a limited amount of time at that point. It was like your days were numbered.
Imagine them like giving that to you in your manual. You're like, oh, perfect. Here's a Red Ring of Death feature.
Yeah.
I need to fix this. Put 4 pennies on the motherboard and it should fix it. I don't know why. That was a thing.
Yeah.
That was so stupid. But I was still there.
Yeah, I mean, you had to back then. I mean, you didn't have a choice back then. You had to do what you do. You did what you had to do. That's it.
It was hard, man.
I can't, but here's where I'm struggling because I want to go against blue, but I don't think I had a PS3, nor can I think of an exclusive that
drew you to the PS3.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank here. So Sal is going red all day. Aaron's also going red.
Can somebody in the chat say what the exclusive that made them a PS3 diehard?
Yeah, because like Metal Gear was PS2.
Yeah, it did get to PS3, but I think it was like one game, one real good game. And
right. But it wasn't like that monumental game changer like on PS2 when that.
Yeah, 2. Yeah, not like 2. 2 was 2 shook my life. That was a dangerous one. Yeah.
It was. And then that's right. PlayStation. I was thinking of SOCOM, but that was PS2.
Yeah, that was PS2.
People used to love that game, man.
Was that even online? Was that just when online was starting?
Yeah, that was that was it.
Dang, SOCOM.
Well,
so
even
SOCOM.
Oh, go ahead.
I was thinking like maybe SOCOM. I don't know if Rainbow Six ever got there, or Rainbow Six was just solely on PC at that time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, their exclusives were Metal Gear Solid. It was Hideo Kojima. It was Last of Us, and a few other ones. I know I'm just gapping because I'm on the spot, but yeah, they did have them. But I just felt like 360 just had, you can't go wrong with the roadie run in Gears of War. It was just monumental when I had that.
Yeah, no, for sure. for sure. So I put up on the screen here Tribes 2. And Tribes 2, I've referenced a lot as what the game that created Halo. Without Tribes 2, there was no Halo. And you had, this was PC only. And at the time, you still had like Quake, you had Unreal Tournament. Like there were other, you start on this side, start on that side, you had each other games. But Tribes 2 had like vehicles. Like you can get a vehicle, drive your buddy around, go capture the flag that way, get a jetpack, all sorts of stuff like that. This was like my first online like experience. Yeah. And then I went to like Unreal Tournament and stuff.
I never played Tribes. I was on the Unreal Quakes, but of course it was like LAN and stuff. It was like you got the seven computers at school in computer class.
Yeah.
And you just the substitute teachers in, so you're just trying to run that. And we're like, yeah, we did our schoolwork today, and then you're just playing that. But I didn't play Tribes. That one I probably missed out on. If it had vehicles, that's it.
Did you play on Dreamcast at all?
Yes. And I'm gonna just say, Power Stone 2 and Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Let's go.
That's it. Power Stone 2, Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I saw Aaron Wallace saying Uncharted. That was the other one. I don't know. How that slipped my mind. Power Stone was 2, and it was introduced by my friend. He was the one that told me Power Stone 2. I was like, oh, what is that? And then when he showed me how the map literally changes as you fight, I was like, what is this? This is amazing. So that's the one that sold me on there. I had a few games. I had that Sonic 1, 2, and oh man, there was like a few. I only had like the commercialized ones. Nothing.
So you probably had like Crazy Taxi and
Crazy Taxi,
Jet Set Radio.
Yeah, all of those. The linear path video games. So you just press X2 and that's it. That's those ones. Yeah. So that was the small little gap of life it had.
Oh man! I always say too, without Dreamcast, there's no Xbox, because I was like, they took a couple games like is it Ridge Racer? No, not Ridge Racer.
Ridge Racer. Oh, that PlayStation.
That was PlayStation. Metropolis Street Racer turned into Forza.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yeah, and then you had Jet Set Radio was a different name, I want to say, on either Dreamcast or Xbox, like at some point. And that's what got me into Xbox originally, was I was like, oh, some of these games I liked on Dreamcast, now that Dreamcast is dead, because we all killed it by bootlegging everything. Go to Xbox.
I'm a felon. I know that already. I'm a felon for using that.
Oh yeah.
It was too easy.
Dude, I bootlegged Xbox as well. That thing, so easy to, man.
There was one for the PlayStation, but it was like only if you had. It was like you're trying to do Japanese games, so there was like a Japanese Dragon Ball Z, and you had to put the pin in the thing, and it keeps the top of it open.
Yes,
I'm just building a case against like myself for the FBI. I'm like, this guy's a criminal.
You had to do the boot disc. That's what it was. You had to put the boot disc in.
Boot disc first.
It would stop. And then you swapped, and then you could close. You didn't even have to close the lid.
I can't remember. Did you close it? Oh man, I forgot. It was just building dust and just spinning. It's probably just spinning itself to death.
Oh
but
man.
Yeah, Final Bout. That was all of them illegal translating games.
Yeah.
Oh
God,
man,
I forgot about that too. Man, to you, sir. There you go.
The classic. See, Dreamcast boot disc. Oh man. It was a time. What a time. The kids will never know.
So you know what? I'm gonna roll with you on the 360. Then you've won my heart with that one.
Follow me over to the losing side.
Oh! Wow!
Whew.
Did not see that coming at all.
At all.
At all.
Clearly, the PS3 people probably don't own PCs. That's crazy. What is this? They haven't seen the either yet.
Yeah.
Oh man,
that's wild. So I have to, you mentioned your dad watching the Transformers movie, and you're like, oh, that's just that one shotter, and then you find out there's more to it. Similar path for myself. I think it was my cousin that showed me Transformers the movie, and I was like, I was like, that's like I guess the Easter egg for everybody. That's why I played that on Instagram, was because I knew we were going to talk about it. Well, I knew we were going to talk about it, and this wasn't planned. It had to come up.
It's generic.
Yeah, yeah. It was that or G.I. Joe, and I was like, wait, why am I not doing Transformers? But Beast Wars was my Transformers. That was the one that I was like, because I think for us, you were watching it like as it went. It wasn't like some old thing. That you're watching. Did you get into it in real time and stick with it, or you kind of forgot about it?
So it was as real time as allowed, because what was that, like 96?
Yeah.
So spoiler alert, if you probably don't know, to most people, I was born in England. And so like by the time stuff gets over there, it's probably like a little late. But I guess cartoons, I guess, were coming out at normal time.
Yeah.
So I'm watching. The first time I see like the trailer for it, and it's I think I was like at my cousin's house too, and he's like, "That's stupid. It's just a ripoff of Transformers." I'm like, but it looks cool. It's 3D.
Yeah.
So I watched the first episode. I'm like, I'm hooked. I probably watched the first 10, maybe 10 to 12 episodes, like at least the first season, and then it disappeared. I don't know if it's because of like something, like, just trying to get it onto TV on the channels I was watching it on.
Yeah.
And then how many years later, like probably like a year or so later, I finally got to finish the second season, and then I saw the third season in real time. So I had missed the whole gap in the middle.
Yeah.
But it was like catching it up, and then of course their TV show, or the toys were actually like a TV. No, the TV show was a toy push. So it was like I was trying to grab as much toys as I could as a kid. And I'm like, oh man, this is so cool to have what I have in live TV.
Yeah.
And that was, I guess, about like 3-4 years of watching it in real time. I was just trying to catch up to that second season was the hardest part, which I just did. I rewatched it again on Tubi.
Oh.
You can watch on there's an app, and you can have it on Samsung TVs.
Yeah.
So I just rewatched it on there like in 2 weeks. It was a
That's
quick
awesome.
one.
Season 3 was the one where they got the I guess the level up, for lack of a better phrase, right? Like Cheetor had like the silver armor again on him and stuff.
It was like, so season 2 was that one, and then season 3 was like 3 of them got a level up. So like season two was like everybody got shiny.
Yes.
And
yes.
they're like, oh, look at this. And then they actually mentioned that like they were shiny. And then season 3 was like they got new characters and they got more shiny. So it was just like, a little addition to certain things. But it was what they sold the toys, $50 size toys. It was, that was the main purpose of it. But the lore still had old Transformers, the G1 stuff.
Yeah.
So it would a lot of times mention stuff for like Optimus, and I was like, oh, that's the guy I remember from the movie, but I didn't know enough about him to put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah. So the number one bullshit on that show, I gotta say this because it's been in my heart forever.
Call it.
Was, and I probably said it to my friends when I was younger, and again we watched it real time. It eventually like moved to Toonami, and then everybody was watching it.
Yeah.
So every episode they would like shoot the Dinobots, and the Dinobots would like blow up or whatever, and fall to pieces and stuff, and get put back together or whatever. Or not the Decepticons. They had a different name, I think, in the show.
Predacons.
Predacons, yeah.
It was called Predacons, yeah.
Exactly. I should have done some research, but you did it for me, so this is great.
Yeah. I'm telling you, it's just fresh.
Yeah. When they killed off, was it Raptor is his name, or
Dinobot.
Dinobot.
The Velociraptor dude.
That was bad and turned good.
Yeah.
When they killed him off, I was like, this is bullshit. I was like, everybody else falls apart and comes back together, and he's just dead. Man.
So I was trying and like, figure it out, but they, as an older person, as I watched it, they were like, oh, something has been too heavily damaged. So I was like, okay. Yeah, like something had been like, and it was like when he was fighting, he was like past stasis. He was supposed to go into stasis, which would keep you, I guess, alive longer.
Yeah.
And he was like, nah, I ain't finna do that. No, I'm just gonna keep fighting with his like Rambo outfit on.
Yeah.
And then they was like, oh, if you do that, you're gonna die. So he did the Iron Man. He was like, oh, I'm gonna just go out and take everybody out with me. So
That's wild.
that's yeah. But I only saw that now too. Back then, I was like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
Waspinator is dead every episode.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah, that makes sense.
I like that
So
you've rectified a issue I've had for the last 20 years.
a big plot hole. You're like, no, this is
It
this
kills
isn't
me.
right.
It always, no pun intended. It killed me. I was like, why is everybody else come back? Dinobot dead. Murdered.
And one more thing that I just learned, because I went deep in a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
If the only reason they died same way as like they did for G1 is because something to do with like the toys. So they were like, oh, the toy's not selling. X off the character. So if the toy don't do good, the character doesn't do good either, which sucks. But
that's wild.
Yeah. But they gave him an honorable send off. They said so.
They did.
Yeah. That's how it works. I was just looking at that the other day because for some reason the Optimus figure, I was like, oh yeah, I want to put that somewhere. I have no space for it. I'm literally taking half this stuff or majority of the stuff to my parents' house. I'm like, yeah, I want that to put, when I get a nice little setup like you. So Optimus is one of the new ones coming soon, hopefully.
I mean, I love that setup that you put together there with and again, it was out of nowhere for you to just build a diorama. And I was like, that's so wild, because I was thinking about doing something similar. And you had the way you edited the video together, the whole nine. I was like, yes. Yes.
I'm telling you, it's the watching your videos. I think something came up and it was like, oh, Beast Wars. And then I was like, oh, Beast Wars are out. That's cool. And I didn't know how to just get something and then just display it.
Yeah.
So I had to use some kind of creative juices and try and figure out a way. So then I was like, I could just stand them up and have them fight. No, you know what? They should have an entire backdrop. And hence that whole thing was made.
Yeah.
So
that's...
And again, none of that just on me. That was all me researching. Like I said, the Bobby Skullface guy on YouTube.
Yep.
Professional right there. I just used all his little chipping skills from the videos he shows there and then just built it out.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna be hitting you up because I got some turtles to give a place to stand.
You got the NECA ones, right? You got the NECA 4?
I'll show you guys, because those of you here in the chat usually live in my Instagram as well, which if anybody's not I got Goliath just chilling here because he's got to find a, I'm thinking of doing like a Heroes of like New York City type thing. Goliath's there, the turtles will be there, freaking Spider-Man's there. So yeah, finally.
Legend.
Yeah.
Legend.
Shout out this guy, Tim. I can't remember his last name at the moment, on Facebook. This was on the list of like shady things I've done in my life. So I'm in a bunch of like different like collector Facebook groups. And this guy I'd never talked to before, never interacted with before, slides in the DM and he's like, hey, I see you're always talking about looking for the turtles. I'm always bitching in there, like because people post pictures of them like with the box. And I'm like, it's never in my town. It's never in my city.
Yeah.
So he slid into DMs. He's like, hey, I already got these. He's like, they're unopened. I got them for another friend. That friend already got them. So I'll hook you up if you want. You just got to pay the shipping cost and what they actually cost. And I was like, there's no way, because everybody's charging like $200 a pop or something crazy. And I paid him, shipped them. I'm like, I'm gonna get some fakes. They're gonna fall to pieces. I'm gonna open this up. It's just a picture of like a middle finger. Like, sure enough, I opened the box, and you guys will see in this weekend's HeyArcher.
I'm looking forward.
I was like, yeah, I was in shock. Like, I thought I was gonna make a video where I'm all like, yeah, whatever. I was like literally in shock.
That he was kept true to his word.
Yeah, I was just like, I got nothing. But yeah, so I got to put them over there.
Okay.
So I'm thinking about building like some sewer thing or whatever it may be. So Let's see.
There's a dope set I did just see it with on Reddit. You're on Facebook. I haven't
Yeah.
had a Facebook in like years, so like the closest to a thread or a forum is
Yeah.
Reddit to me. So I'm like just
Yep.
watching
That's
people
you
put
and
it, and that
Anthony as well in the chat.
on Reddit. It's just that's my way of knowing that things exist.
Yeah.
So when they put it up, I was like, oh man, it looks so dope.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally like the classic version,
Yeah.
just like, and it's the scaled down version because I know there's like a,
Yeah.
is it a
Quarter
8
scale.
inch or quarter scale? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So this quarter scale, that's pretty big. I don't really have like hot toy stuff, so the
Yeah.
sizing and everything. But
Yeah.
those look really close to like the original concept. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go with that.
And I had found on, it might have been Walmart because I feel like NECA like messes with us where they're just like, here's this dope figure I know you want. I'm gonna make it so that it's only at Walmart, only in store. You can't even look it up online, and they'll get like 2 ever. Like they really fuck with you on that. But there was like one day I was like refreshing the website, and they had the Raphael Casey Jones 2-pack.
Yeah.
And it was like $50 at the time, which was at that point a markup because it was like a reseller.
Oh, okay.
And the second I opened that thing, I was like, fuck, I'm in. I'm done. Just like you try to get one, I was like, I'm done.
Looped in.
Done.
I saw that when you were doing I think it was like you were doing photography with that
Yeah.
set, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the same one.
Same set.
Okay.
So yeah, that was probably like, now that I think about it, that was probably a year and a half ago or 2 years ago. And I was like, I just need the rest of them. But over time, the quarter scale ones became easier to find.
Yeah.
But because of the same thing you said, like it's hard to fit those in your collection or whatnot. So
yeah, to fit them. One thing I realized was with the quarter scale ones, I'm guessing it's like the time I'm coming in to trying to collect. Those, they only show like 2 or 3 of them available. So if you wanted to try and get into it now, like, oh yeah, that looks dope, I'd love to add that, you couldn't find maybe one of them, and then you're gonna end up paying a reseller. Or I don't mind paying a reseller. I don't want to pay a scalper. And it's hard to know, the difference until you catch them. You're like, oh yeah, I got you $200. Like, oh no, it's fine. I don't like it that much.
You know what's crazy? The other day I'm sitting there and I'm watching some other toy hunters on YouTube, and I'm like, are a lot of these guys scalpers and I just don't know it? Because everybody's like, they're getting everything, right? They collect they collect it all, and then most of the time they end up selling their stuff because they're like, oh, I don't collect this line anymore, I'll do whatever, and it's with a markup, and I'm like, wait, is this the scam? And I'm just not
enabling them,
realizing it.
It could be. I want to say most of them, when I see their actual displays, like, they'll do it like, oh, this is my display tour, I'm like, oh, he's the real one. That's the real one right there. But okay, that young man right there, if you scroll all the way back to the first video, that's my brother. He was the one who was supposed to be doing this with me. Shout out to you. What's going on, young man?
That's awesome. I love that. The OG.
We're gonna be doing this. We're gonna be doing this for I don't even know how long. It made sense to do it with 2 people, or at least like, multiple people, because that way I don't have to feel like I have to do as much, or feel like I have to fill in the gap. But if you do it with single, you're like, all right, man, yeah, it's dope. The next video comes out, I've had like 2-3 month gaps in between it. So if you have somebody else, they can just throw the content on. But hopefully, see if he just wants to come back.
It's hard. It's hard when you do a team up thing, because it can be great because it helps with the workload, but then it can be hard because then if that person doesn't want to do anything and you don't feel like doing anything, you're just like, eh.
Just trying hard to try and team the 2 of them up. But I'm glad he hopped in the chat. I'm happy to see him.
That's good.
he got in here.
Well, be safe, Complex. You said you're driving there, so stay out of the chat until you get to where you're going. Here's another round of either for everybody. In debatable whether it's the nerd world or not, but they do have their own hardcore fan base. In the next round of either, are you watching My Little Pony for 24 hours or just having the song stuck in your head for the rest of your life?
Oh, easy. I'm gonna just do blue. That's 24
Yeah,
hours of My Little Pony. I'll do it.
that's what I was thinking too.
Is there like a Cartoon Network version? Because they'll probably like silly it out, make it like Teen Titans or something like that.
Oh,
I'll
that's
watch it.
right. They did do that. I forgot.
If they do something like that, I will ride with that. I'm not getting the song stuck in my head for life.
I feel like
That's
that song's
horrible.
just already been stuck in my head for my life. So I'm like, at that point, I'll just watch it.
That'll be horrible for me.
Oh, dude, it's just in there in the chaos that's in my brain.
I might so that's what's gonna happen. Like you think about it and you're like, oh no, I'm listening to it. If you
Now it's
play
in.
it, you just drain it from your mind. Just play
Yeah.
it one time, you get it out your mind real quick. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna go blue. I'm gonna see. Neither good, but I'm going with blue. See, yeah.
Yeah. I'm
This is
thinking
gonna be a tough one.
most people are going to go blue on that one.
Only a
'Cause
masochist will go with red.
Yeah. Like I said, it's already in there. So I'm just going to go blue. By the way, everybody, if you get a chance, head over to Nerdgenic on YouTube. Go real quick, drop a subscribe, hit the bell, and then come back because Aaron Waller's doing a watch party at 9 for Peacemaker. Actually,
Ooh, I might even follow. Take it easy, also, Aaron. But I'm most likely will follow. And blue, yeah. See,
yeah, that was
that red is dangerous.
I was just curious. You know what? Because after that last one where we thought the answer was easy, I was curious. I was like, I gotta see. I got to know.
Just in case.
Yeah. So Peacemaker. I'm guessing you've not seen it yet because it just came out today.
I haven't even seen Suicide Squad. I've been missing. I've been slipping because I was supposed to watch it. I've heard all good things.
Yeah.
I just have yet to sign it. Like it's literally my fault. Like my brother gave me the HBO. Oh, let me not say that too much. He said I could borrow it, and then he'll log out, and then I'll watch it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was gonna go ahead and watch that so I could be caught up. And then I've been trying to kind of dodge all the Peacemaker spoilers, not spoilers, but like commercials or whatever they had.
Yeah. Yeah, there's
But
not
do
a
you
lot
like
of
it?
Yeah, there's not a lot of because I've watched the commercials too. Because you know what it was? It was a scenario where he was guilty by association. Like I'm over The Rock. Like I'm done with The Rock. I don't want to see him in anything. I don't want to hear him. Nothing of the sort. And I was kind of in this like, oh, I'm tired of all the wrestlers like acting thing. And much like The Rock, he's involved in Fast and Furious. So again, just guilty by association.
Yeah.
In Suicide Squad, he did a good job. The movie as a whole, it benefited from all the characters working together, which sounds silly to say, but the reason I say that is the first movie, as terrible as it is, even though Aaron Waller can tolerate it, as terrible as that movie is, it's all Will Smith and Margot Robbie. Like that's it.
Yeah.
In this one, all the characters play their part and like in a good way. But even so, I was like, it's just John Cena. Like, who cares? First episode's dope. I finished it and I was like, this is actually nope. Please, anybody who's watching, I don't know why there'd be kids watching this show anyway, but no kids should be watching that show. I will tell you that right now.
Okay.
Right now.
But is it mirroring like I guess the same theme or like the same feeling from Suicide Squad?
There is one scene that's like a I'll say a duplicate. Like they just were like, oh, that worked well in Suicide Squad. We'll do that here. People who saw the movie probably know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
But they up the ante even more in this one, and it's just like,
okay, gotcha.
I was like, holy shit! I was like, good thing I don't have any. I was like covering my cat's eyes to like watch
it. Man. Okay, gotcha.
I'm actually, as we were talking, I was thinking, do you need to watch Suicide Squad to see this movie? I don't think so, because I think you know enough DC lore. I think you could pass.
Okay, cool. Because it's just for the, I guess, well, at least Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad is just for the story that they have behind it, but it's nothing that's linking it for the greater entire everything, especially how DCEU is going right now.
Right.
It's probably,
which is yeah.
soured out.
You know how I feel.
Yeah. But I'm gonna keep the fight. I'm gonna keep the internal fight that I have the Man of Steel Blu-ray for a reason, and
I'm about to end this show right now. Just
I was a younger guy. I haven't turned it on in a while, but it's just
oh,
it
God,
was a good
that
movie at one point.
Oh, I
I'm
can't.
sorry, it haunts. It haunts. I know
It
it haunts a
does.
little bit.
It
Yeah.
does.
Every 2 episodes of Hey Archer, somebody's gonna mention Man of Steel.
They are. I think you guys are. I think there's a collusion happening right now. All of you are like, you guys have your own subreddit going on, where you're just like, everybody's got to make sure to tell Hey Archer that I love Suicide Squad or Man of Steel.
Just in case. It
was wild. That's wild.
Uh,
So Complex says that he did not like the second Suicide Squad movie.
What?
I understand why some people don't like it. It is very wacky. It is very, Guardians of the Galaxy succeeded, and they brought James Gunn to do it. So there's a lot of that humor that, you're like, I'm over it. But to me, they made it work here. They somehow made it work. So I'm telling you, again, do you need to watch it to watch Peacemaker? At the one episode in, I'd say no. Because obviously Peacemaker lives because he's in a TV show. But
yeah,
it's a good movie. I mean, it's a good TV show so far. One episode in.
Does it merit him? Because like I said, I haven't watched it. Does it merit him actually needing a TV show? Like
No.
When I saw it, I was confused. I didn't understand why Peacemaker was getting a TV show out of all of the characters on the entire thing. Is it just, I guess, James Gunn liked him so much he's like, hey, I'll sign a contract?
No, I think I truly think it's one of those where, well, maybe, after the role was done, they were like, okay, we have a chance to do, again, this is played out, but they're like, we have a chance to do a Daredevil thing, or not Daredevil, Deadpool thing, where it's a character's going to be all like wacky and whatever and do a show. Right. So
gotcha.
There were hints to that in the movie. But here in the show, he's actually more serious, but then like effed up things happen around him type of thing. Does it merit him needing a show? No. But I think, Warner Brothers is like, well, John Cena sells tickets, sells views. Let's just give it a show. Like, why not? I think that's what they did.
Okay.
But
makes sense.
I mean, the first episode in, some of the graphics I saw with some of the different things, I'm like, they put a decent amount of money into it. So they really, and James Gunn apparently was involved too. So they do have some faith in the show. For sure.
How far it goes is going to be another thing because it's on the DC timetable. So
yeah, they
don't really have much other than, it looks like Titans.
Yeah.
Is that going to get another season after this one, or you just gave up? You were like, never again.
Titans, unfortunately, is getting a season 4.
Wow.
Amazing. I don't know how. I don't understand how. Not in the chat, but my girlfriend just sent a text to tell everybody she liked the episode, has never seen Suicide Squad.
Okay.
Thus proving my soundproofing is not working.
But okay, that's good. All right, that makes sense.
Yeah, so give it a watch.
That's perfect.
Why not?
All right. We'll do that. Yeah. Complex is, let me borrow the credentials, please.
Yeah.
And
no, you have to go to his house to use his account and watch.
Yeah. And then I'll just leave. When I'm leaving, I'll tell HBO that I watched it at a central location.
Exactly.
Just to make sure.
At the home of the account owner.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So before we do call it an episode, Spider-Man No Way Home. I feel like everybody has to be asked their opinion because I feel like most people liked it, but I'm just in case there's some people out there who maybe didn't like it. I'm curious. Did you enjoy it? Okay.
I'm going to flip the question real quick before I do that. That was your first movie back in the theaters?
That was the first one back.
Wow. Amazing. See, I knew one of them could do it.
Wait, what was your first one back?
Tenet.
Really?
Back in 2020. Yeah, November.
Did you regret that?
No, I didn't mind. The one thing about Tenet that got me was the audio. Like, I was kind of like, halfway through the movie, I was confused. Yeah. Like, thankfully, I was sat with people who were paying attention to certain clues and Easter eggs about the movie. So, I'll just lean over and they'll tell me. But it was a decent watch, especially during that time. So probably with less people in the theaters, like 10 of us. Maybe
Oh
that
yeah,
helped
that would have
immerse
been
the
great.
sound.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah.
it was pretty good. And ever since then, like I think for an entire year, it was pretty quiet up until after Black Widow. I think Black Widow I watched. Yeah, I watched that in the theaters too.
Phew.
Yes, it was a matinee. I was chilling. I was by myself.
Oh, okay.
So I was just it was a quick, real quick movie. And, after that, it started filling up. I think Eternals and stuff like that. But
Mm.
yeah, see, yeah, Tenet. I like Tenet. I felt like our group, and we had like normally we watch a movie and we stand outside the theater for like 2 hours,
Talking about
needing to
it.
use the bathroom, yeah, getting food.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like Tenet pretty much. But back to so you've watched that was your first movie back into the theaters.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back. Um, I loved it. I'm gonna say I loved it.
Yeah.
And I was supposed to do the proper thing like everybody else who said so and went back and watched it again. I have just yet to do it.
Mm.
So I'm probably gonna watch it in the theaters again, or just as soon as it comes on digital, find a way to watch it on digital.
So that's been my follow up question to some people is like, have you seen it a second time and did it hold up? Because I think that's going to be the true test as to does it stand top five. And I guess without spoilers, because I know Kay walks in the chat, she has not watched it, so I don't want to.
Oh,
I don't want to
okay.
ruin it for her, but
Oh thank God, I was about to
you're about to drop it.
throw up. I was about to word vomit. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, cool.
I feel like the build up, right, of everybody knowing who he is, and this was in the trailer, so I'll say it, but the other villains coming in, all that stuff was like, it was cool in real time to watch that, build up to the final fights and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I wonder if on a second viewing that stuff holds up, because the ending holds up, the fight holds up, I'm sure. I don't doubt any of that. The final resolution, I don't doubt holds up, but that first
viewing.
half, yeah.
So I think because I want to say like the second half, you're really just trying to eyeball a lot of things.
Mm.
So so many things happen, like you said, towards the end of it, that you're just trying to scan the entire screen as things occur. But if you're just trying to like put together a story and see exactly why things are happening, because you watch the trailer, and shouts to you, Daniel. My homie said he set this precedent from the beginning.
Yeah.
I'm not watching a trailer. So I didn't watch the second trailer. I watched the first trailer.
Yeah.
And then, it was kind of light. It wasn't too much. But then after the second trailer came out, everybody rushed to watch it. And I was like, I'm going to stick with this guy. He knows what he's talking about. So I didn't watch the second trailer. And that I feel like revealed so much that it probably would have spoiled it for me going into it the first time. I'm not too sure. But then I watched it like that night after the movie came out. I came home and watched the trailer. I was like, this would have ruined it. Other than like, a few extra reveals towards the end.
Yeah.
So I will say, to watch it a second time, because of how I felt after I watched the trailer at the end, it could there's certain parts, of course, emotionally, but there's certain parts that I think would be good visually, like the whole the strange thing. I'm trying to think of many things to say without spoiling it.
Well, K-Walk actually said that her brother spoiled it for her already, because they do a show together, so you can feel free.
Okay, got you. All right, so the strange versus Spidey thing, that was one standout piece to me, because I love animation and CGI as something as well. But yeah, like the reveals with Doc Ock and him trying to find out who he is, and then the whole backstory with Green Goblin, and you trying to figure it out. And the best scene I think so far of the entire movie is Peter Parker's spider sense. That like 1 minute of him walking around, that was it. I think that's like the best scene of the whole movie, and him trying to figure out like what's wrong, but he can't figure it out because he has everything around him. Just in case somebody else is, I was just saying it that kind of vaguely, just in case somebody's watching.
Yeah.
I think I could rewatch that and just get those same emotions again. So I want to say like a second time, it has to hold up.
Yeah.
In certain elements, certain parts.
And that is a really good call out too. That that scene, like the music, if there is any in the background, kind of like dies off. Everything just gets silent.
Yeah.
You're just kind of looking around, and it's just like you said, the spider sense kicks in. I will plug something. HeyArcher episode 148, I think, whichever one dropped today. I talk about, and I'm gonna release this as like a separate video, but I talk about things I wanted in this movie, and again, because K-Walk got it spoiled, it doesn't matter. When they're doing the portals and Toby comes through, Andrew comes through, what I really wanted, third portal opens up, maybe fourth portal opens up, and out comes two white guys that we've not seen before. Well, one of them we've not seen before, and one of them is the voice actor of the animated series.
Ooh,
and the second one is dude that played Spider-Man in the 1970s TV show.
Yes.
And the reason I wanted that was in the animated series, they had the Spider-Verse, or not Spider-Verse, the Spider-Wars saga at the very end. For all of us, that was our first Spider-Verse thing.
Yeah.
And there's the one Spider-Man that comes through, and they're all like, all right, we're going to go fight, do whatever. And he's like, whoa. He's like, I have no powers. He's like, I'm just an actor. And I was like, that was so creative back then. I was like, that should have been redone here. That would be like mint.
Just have him in attendance.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, this is the first time I've done this.
Yeah. Could have been back with MJ and Ned back in the room. Yeah. That would. But like
wearing a spider suit. Right, that would have been even better.
Just comes out the voice booth like, "Oh, this is 1995 again."
Yeah,
just filming an episode. Yeah, that would have been dope. Yeah,
that would have been dope. That would have been a real deep cut.
Yeah.
Dang.
Is the original 70s actor? I haven't even seen. Like, is he still acting?
He's I don't know, but he's still alive. That I know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I googled it so I can put their pictures on my episode. And
okay.
Yeah, both still alive.
We'll definitely watch. I will come through and watch that one.
There you go.
Yeah, but I do want to say one of the top Marvel movies up there next to Endgame, because it's like, it's their version of an Endgame.
Yeah.
It's just a packed full video. I mean, a full movie of everything that you've ever seen from 2002, whenever the first movie, all the way till here. So it's like a universe within another universe. So I liked it.
Yeah. Before we call it an episode, and before you plug your shit, as I say to everybody before they leave the episode, I'm curious, what is your top 3 Marvel?
Oh man. All right, so
or we'll go 5 if it's easier to say 5.
All right, cool. So that's good because I get to keep Cap in there.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say first Iron Man 1. I'm gonna say.
Are these Avengers. In order, by the way?
No.
Okay.
I'm still trying to find an order, I guess.
Yeah.
So I'll say first Iron Man, then I'll say Avengers, then I will say, I'm gonna just say this new Spider-Man and Endgame. I want to say Cap 2. I'm gonna keep Cap 2 because Civil War was still like one of my top ones, but Winter Soldier is just like something else. So I'm gonna say. Yeah, those are my top 5.
Yeah, Winter Soldier. Yeah, I've yet to see one that beats that. The only live action Marvel that has beat it to me, this will be controversial, is I guess doesn't count because it's a TV show, but Daredevil. I mean, I think Daredevil's untouchable at the moment when it comes to live action because it's. But I mean, the whole story arc, but the fighting and everything. I feel like, that's. It's the best.
Yeah. I want to say that's probably the best Marvel TV show.
Yeah.
Just in case somebody comes for me in the chat, just in case. But I want to say that's one of the best Marvel TV shows, especially that first season. And I think anytime somebody mentions Daredevil, it's always the hallway fight, the first hallway fight.
Yeah.
That was the best one. So
yeah. But I think I agree for the most part. Like Iron Man's on there, Winter Soldier's on there. Infinity War is on there. I have Infinity War over Endgame. Black Panther's on there that I like to admit was not on my list at all when I first saw the movie. I actually hated it on the first viewing.
Oh.
Yeah. Second viewing's what got me.
Hated it or it didn't stand up to what you wanted?
Hated it.
Hated it. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I just thought it was too predictable.
Yeah, I think by then it literally had the Marvel formula just,
Yeah,
and that's why I was like, oh, Killmonger's not gonna live.
yeah,
He's not gonna live past
yeah,
this
yeah.
movie. Yeah, so that makes sense. Okay.
And the number 5, I guess. I, yeah, at that point, I usually go on rewatchability, so
Hmm.
I can't add Spider-Man yet because I haven't done a rewatch.
Okay.
So it'll get an asterisk next to it, but I'll do Ragnarok as that.
Man, yeah, I really liked it in the theaters, and yeah, Thor had a bad rap up until
Up until then,
then. Yeah,
yeah,
that was so. I guess a new director. It was a new director that came in that fixed it.
yeah, Taika
Taika. Okay,
Waititi,
yeah, yeah. So he really turned that one around. I'm hoping this new one's gonna be good too.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, that makes sense.
I'm
I'll
still
say that.
waiting for him to miss. It's funny. I watched the Wilder People. It's on Hulu or Amazon, I think, and
Okay.
it's the kid from Daredevil. I'm pretty sure. No, I keep saying Daredevil. The kid from Deadpool. I'm pretty sure,
Okay, from
and
Deadpool.
Sam whatever from Jurassic Park 1. The
Mm-hmm.
I think Sam is his first name. Anyway, great movie. And like as the movie's starting and going through, I'm like, man, this feels like Thor Ragnarok for some reason, and I don't know why. And then he's an actor in the movie. He's always an actor in his movies.
And those movies. Okay,
And I
cool.
was like, oh no shit. And I looked it up. And I was like, oh, it's because it's the same
Makes sense.
director.
That was my first introduction to him, so now I feel
Yeah,
like I'm with him for his direction because yeah, it was cool for just that first one. So
yeah,
I'll take a look at that. If it's on Amazon, I have Hulu. I'm gonna
yeah.
have to borrow.
It's an easy watch too. It's like hour and a half probably.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, that's not bad.
into the Wilder People or the Wilder People, something like that.
Okay,
Yeah,
Wilder People. I'll put that in the list.
there you go. Patrick, it's been a pleasure. Before we call it, as I like to say, plug yo shit.
Thank you. I'll first say it's been an honor. Appreciate it. Thank you once again. First episode of the new place and the new year. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
So thank you for having me. And I want to shout out everybody who I saw in the chat, especially little bro Crystal. Thank you. Um, Afro, Vanessa, and Mike. If I missed you, it's probably because I missed trying to scroll up on the chat thing. But my let's see, my YouTube channel, Know Your
Mm-hmm.
Craft. That's there, and also now my one of my Instagram handles. So it's Know Your Craft with hyphens in between. Not hyphens. The
Underscore.
other one. Yeah, underscore. Thanks.
Yep.
Underscore on in between it. Oh yeah, it's right there. I'm just trying to just explain it. It's literally on the screen. Gosh. Um, that's the Instagram, and then Glass Half Filled. I kind of like split the work so that I have both more of like a professional tone to my Glass Half Filled
Mm,
Instagram, and then the Know Your Craft is gonna be like updates. And like little things that I can just put together and throw out that probably wouldn't fit my original Instagram. So that's kind of what Know Your Craft is going to be. So more the creative take, and then Glass Half Filled will just be the personal channel with certain things on there. But yeah, that's all the things. Oh, and humanbydesignco.com, which you can find in any about. So that's all of my things up
there you
until
go.
now.
I
Until I
love it.
decide to make something else and just bury myself with more work.
That's
It's
just
just
what we
so
do as creators.
yeah,
That's just what we do.
so great.
Um, before actually, I have one last question before we call it. Um, is there another Dio coming? I just have to know.
Yes, yes, there is. Yes, yes,
Mm,
yes. And I'm all I'm more excited than the Transformers one because of what it's in my mind.
yeah.
But it's gonna replace one of this. Not replace. I'm gonna move up something, and it's gonna be coming hopefully like in the next few months. I got all the figures. You've seen them, the Avengers one, so it's kind of
Yeah.
like a slight spoiler. But
Yeah.
yeah, there's one coming soon, and it's just gonna be another long process.
I
I'm
love
so
that.
excited.
I love that. I'll be there on the journey with you, my man.
Yo, appreciate it.
Um,
Appreciate it, man.
thank you all for being here. Patrick, hang out after the show, of course.
Of course.
Everybody else, there is the after show on Instagram at HeyArcher. So make sure you follow me there. I'll be there like another 10 minutes or so. HeyArcher Live every Thursday, 8:15 p.m. More fun guests like Patrick. Make sure you hop in the chat. Nerdaffiliated.net. Nerd Affiliated on YouTube, HeyArcher on YouTube, Rambling Nerds, all sorts of fun stuff, all that stuff down below. Either way, I'm excited to have all of you here. Excited for a new year. Excited for new content. Excited for new figures. And either way, we'll talk to, of course, if this thing works, we'll talk to all you nerds in the next video. Peace.
What?